Hi everybody, T. Morris here. Just when you didn't think it could get worse at the Conjuring House, it could. Jason Hawes dropped a whopper of a video on YouTube, filmed in his car, featuring another video of someone filming in their car. This is Brian Dansereau, and he was the first full-time employee of the Conjuring House, fired on the grounds that he was stealing money from the Conjuring House's gift shop. Now, this is a serious claim, one that the current owner of the Conjuring House is standing by on account of eyewitness testimony from other volunteers and employees. Sorry, I'm getting a text. Oh, apparently I was mistaken. It was not eyewitness testimony that serves as proof of this crime. Then it must be damning evidence from high-definition security camera. Okay, hold on. No, it was not high-definition security camera footage either. Oh. It was the spirits of the Conjuring House that told her that Brian was stealing from her, as well as psychically attacking her. Okay.
Red alert. All hands stand to battle stations. Main and intercept course to the Romulan ship.
Shields up, load all torpedo bays. Stand by phasers.
Warp factor 8, engage.
This is just one more nail in the coffin of a paranormal hype spot, which seems to discover and even invent new ways to self-destruct. And apparently, the current owner of the Conjuring House is adopting this strategy. Intimidate anyone who speaks out against her. So, instead of going into the antics of the house that Ed and Lorraine Warren built, I'd like to offer an alternative. Instead of spending $1,500 on this location...
Really?
Oh yeah, sorry if you missed that. The base price for filming an investigation for YouTube at the Conjuring House is $1,500. Here's the side-eye guy to explain all the details.
When you book for the Conjuring House, you do so on the Conjuring House website. Unsurprisingly, the Conjuring House isn't free, you know, far from it. And some of you may be surprised about just how expensive the Conjuring House has become while under the ownership of Jacqueline Nunez. At the time of booking for our group to go to the Conjuring House, I was screen sharing with Joe Fatale from Entity 7 Paranormal. So I read all of the same terms and conditions that he did. Joe made the down payment for our stay at the Conjuring House, and his channel is under 15,000 subscribers, so that made it all a little bit cheaper. We also decided to make ourselves available for a Monday night investigation, which also made our stay a bit cheaper. But even with saving a bit of money here and a bit of money there, after taxes, this cost Joe around $1,500 for the night, because he also had to pay for an extra person who unfortunately had to cancel last minute. But still, $1,500. For context, the Bel Air house was just under $500, and that was also to stay for the whole night. But there's more. After this booking, we must have missed in some very small print, because really this should have been made far more obvious to us at the time of booking, that for this $1,500, that only permits one channel to film for the purpose of uploading to YouTube.
There can be only one.
But there were 3 channels in our group, including myself. After emailing the Conjuring House to clarify some of this confusion, they told us that on any given night, there was a maximum of only 2 channels that were allowed to film for the intention of uploading to YouTube. But this second channel had to pay another additional fee. And this additional fee was $850.
Oh, come on!
So this brought the total price of our group to stay for one night at the Conjuring House at $2,350 US.
What does that fee grant access to? Well,
The last thing that I want to talk about is this section of the building. The Conjuring House is small. There are more rooms that you would expect in this small property, but some of these rooms are tiny. This part of the building, which has an attic too, is one of the bigger rooms of the Conjuring House. However, under the Conjuring House's new management, you are only allowed access in this room at the very beginning and the very end of your stay at the Conjuring House, because this is now the gift shop. That's right, everyone. The big, bad, scary Conjuring House has a gift shop. And relative to the size of this house, this is actually a pretty big gift shop. The gift shop is quite possibly the biggest room in the whole bloody house. Because, you know, of course it is. So if you were to book overnight for a stay at the Conjuring House investigating, this whole section of the house is locked up and you have no access to it. And I know for a fact that this is a change since Jacqueline Nunes took control of the Conjuring House. Corey and Jen, who used to own the Conjuring House before Jacqueline, had this room fully accessible for anyone to investigate. So when Corey and Jen had ownership of the Conjuring House, this seemed to be the main entrance into the building. But now, this is the main entrance into the building from the car park area. I would say having this much of the building shut off is probably about 25 to 30% of the overall Conjuring House being non-accessible. So yeah, that $1,500 is looking even less value for money now. You're encouraged to not go outside, and even 25% of the house you can't gain entry into.
Make sure to watch this episode from Side Eye Guy, and also give him a sub because Side Eye Guy is pretty awesome. He goes into the details you might not be hearing about, like how you can't upload your Conjuring House investigation until you get a seal of approval from the Conjuring House owner, because they are working hard to preserve the integrity of the location and making sure that teams who are investigating show the right respect and reverence to the spirits that reside there.
On a serious note, the two of us don't believe in this stuff whatsoever, but we are going into this with an open mind, and we're going to do everything we can to find out if ghosts and demons are actually real for you guys. Our friends are really scared, and to make them even more terrified, we're going to prank them by making them think they saw something.
Right.
So with all that being said and shown, here's OSI's response. We'd like to offer 5 other locations that have nothing whatsoever to do with the Warrens, are more affordable than the Conjuring House, are run by sane individuals who would not put up with shenanigans like this, and yes, are all haunted as fuck.
Language.
And encourage content creators to film, edit, and post.
Hold on to your butts.
Number 5, the Byrd Theatre. This location is a cinema palace built in 1929 and has an incredible history within its marble and crystal-adorned architecture. While it may be difficult at times to get emails responded to in a timely fashion, the effort to investigate it is worth it. The $400 for 4 hours goes towards the upkeep and improvements to the Byrd Theatre, and the Byrd Theatre is a great place for an investigation just for the SD sessions alone. Did you and Anna come to the movies here? Did Anna
Eventually.
Eventually?
Okay.
Do you want to tell us what you saw here? What did you see here?
Gone with the Wind.
Wow. Number 4, the Octagon Mansion at 585. There are only a few hundred remaining Octagon Mansions in the United States, and the Octagon Mansion at 585 is a location that pushed OSI to their limits. Described best as diving into a history book, the Octagon Mansion at 585, at its modest price of $400, is yours to explore for 6 hours. And there is a lot to see here. The current owners often run special seasonal rates, but whether you get in on a special or the full rate, the Octagon Mansion delivers.
And a 13-year-old.
Done.
I can't do that
Okay, he
anymore.
said done. It says done.
Number 3, the Jennie Wade House. There are places with history, and then there is the Jennie Wade House. It was here during the siege of Gettysburg that Jennie Wade, the sole civilian casualty of this battle, fell to a sniper shot. This location has never let OSI down between disembodied voices, footsteps, REM pod activity, and even FLIR catches, making its starting fee at $275 for up to 10 people a worthwhile investment.
Is that still going off in there, Tina?
I'm going to hand you the cat balls, if that's cool. Tina,
I would like the cat balls.
Tina's feeling like someone need to go on the bed.
Someone needs some cat balls.
There you go.
You have 3 cat balls. You mean the bed in there?
Yep.
That means I have to go in there?
Number 2, the old hospital on College Hill. This location has seen the likes of Project Fear, Paranormal Quest, and Amy's Crypt. There has been both life and death here, and for $500, all 4 floors and the basement are yours to explore overnight. Perhaps one of the scariest places I've ever investigated, it's not what you find at the old hospital on College Hill, it's making sure you have enough memory cards and battery life to catch everything.
How can you come up to me more quickly than I can get to that door? And I'll go when I hear you make that REM pod beep. Because I know you know what a REM pod is, because you've had people here before. So I'm going to count to 3, okay? And on 3, you make that REM pod beep, and then I'll move. And then if you can touch me on the back before I get to that door, you win. Sound good?
I'm going to say go.
So I go on beat. I go on beat. All right.
Give him a beat.
3, 2, 1. That was not me.
No, it wasn't.
That was not me.
And finally, if you are looking for a place that is affordable, respectable, and more importantly, active, Old Spirits Investigations kindly recommends at number 1, Linville Manor. The land this mansion sits on dates back to colonial times, names such as Captain John Smith and James Bowie all associated with the property. If it's paranormal clout you're looking for, this incredible house was featured as a season opener of Kindred Spirits. With your host, Wynn Brewer, ready with history, legends, and lore to tell, Linville Manor, starting at $550 for overnight investigations and accommodations, opens its door to you, offering a spectrum of interactions for you to experience.
I don't know what's on the switch in here and what's not.
Is there a switch by your place?
The whole room's on
There's a switch right there.
Yeah, but that switch does not seem to do anything. Exactly. It just shuts off the armor.
Oh, no,
It shuts off the armor.
All right, let me see if there's a switch over here.
Be
Well,
one.
these switches here.
That was not us.
Again. All right.
I think I heard Sabrina say mom.
Huh?
What? I thought you were in another room.
No, she didn't say anything.
Did you not?
I heard that.
That was, I thought that was.
I thought that was Serena. I heard mom.
Me too.
I heard it too.
It wasn't.
That was not a real person.
These are 5 places we recommend that won't break the bank, will treat you with the same respect they show what remains there, and will offer you potentially an unforgettable experience. Thank you for watching. We hope this video helps you decide where to go next for an investigation. From all of us here at OSI, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you in the field.